Hi, everybody. It is, oh God, Saturday, April 23rd. Weekend is upon us. It was fun yesterday when I took the boys out for a I would say a walk, but it really doesn't really qualify as a walk. It's sort of just a wander with them. And like I've said in the past, it's amazing with dogs, especially theoretically, a basset hound has the second best nose in all of dogdom next to a bloodhound. So, stuff you walk by that means nothing to you tells them, every blade of grass tells a story. So it was just fun, but it was a long walk. I wasn't going to use up my entire camera to uh, to document it. So that was about a third of the walk that we did yesterday. But they're such a treat, and then people meet them and they want to just visit with them. And then you stop for another 5 or 10 minutes. Well, people get slobbered on and rubbing dogs and stuff. It's great. I love it. It's a great moment every day to be able to do that. But I'm going to do some music right now, real quickly here. Excuse me. I've got to take the glasses off so I can read my copious. I've visited this artist, I think at least 3 or 4 times already on this channel, but I think she's always worth a revisit, and that's Gail Davies. Gail is one of the absolute pioneers in country music, and especially women in country music. There's so many gals that I would work with, from Patty Loveless and Susie Boggess and Reba and all these people. And as soon as you mention Gail's name, they all, yeah, Gail. She really paved the way for so many of us. And she's still at it. I mean, it's not like she's, Patsy Cline or something. I mean, it's not like somebody who's an old, ancient, or gone artist. I mean, she's still very active. And but she was just one of those ones at the front end of it all. But much, and I've talked about this in the past, much to I would say everybody's chagrin was that she came at a time when it was really the good old boys club. I don't know how much that's really changed. I mean, it's changed a bit, but I mean, she was really a pioneer. But when she would go into record labels and have meetings, the guys did not like her because she was so damn smart and opinionated. And they just wanted her to be barefoot, pregnant, in the kitchen, cooking and doing music. That was it. I mean, they just didn't want to know about really her real solid opinions and stuff. Gail was really something else. And her son, who when the first time when I started working with her, she was pregnant, and when she had her son Christopher, it was a whole new chapter in her life. And Christopher's gone on to be a remarkable artist himself. He's been touring for quite a while now with Marty Stewart. But Chris is an amazing multi-instrumentalist. He's got that whole look down of that great classic period of country music with like the embroidered jackets and all that stuff. He's quite a man, and I'm really proud of him for what he's become, throughout all these years of his efforts. And it's cool. But I've talked about this album before, but I thought I'd play a few more tracks from it just because I just really like it, and Gail's just so damn good. And the album's called I'll Be There, and it's from 1980. It was produced by Gail, engineered by Gail and Sinagles at the Producers Workshop in Hollywood. And I always loved working at Producers Workshop because it was right next to the mastering lab. So I'd go over and visit Doug Sachs on breaks and stuff. And Producers Workshop was where I first started working with the great Bill Schnee. And it was mastered by Denny Purcell back in Nashville. The first song I'm going to play is No One to Welcome Me Home. And this is myself on bass, David Kemper on drums, Jay Winding on piano, Marty Walsh on guitar, Dean Parks on guitar, Shane Keister on electric, piano synth, and the background vocals on this are Gail and the Jordanaires, and I believe it was the Jordanaires who were the background singers for Elvis. So here we go, No One to Welcome Me Home.
Well, I went to the old schoolhouse where once I did play, and all of my playmates had long gone away. How sad and how dream, no voice did I hear, and there was no one to welcome me home. No one to welcome me home. There was no one to welcome me home. How sad and how dream, no voice did I hear. There was no one to welcome me home. Well, I went to the old schoolhouse where once I did play. All of my playmates, they had all gone away. How sad and how dream, no voice did I hear. 'Cause there was no one to welcome me home. No one to welcome me home. There was no one to welcome me home. How sad and how dream, no voice did I hear. 'Cause there was no one to welcome me home.
That was written by Charles Moody. Let's see what else we got here. Mama's Gonna Give You Sweet Things. Ooh. Okay, this is myself on bass, Mike Baird on drums, Jay Winding on piano, acoustic guitar, and this is Gail, Dean Parks, and Jeff Tassin, Mickey Raphael from Willie Nelson's band Forever on harmonica, Shane Keister on the Oberheim synth, and the background vocals are Gail and Paulette Carlson. I remember doing an album with Paulette Carlson. I mean, all these names kind of come together. Let me see if I can find writer's credits on this one. Written by Gail Davies. Okay, so this is Mama's Gonna Give You Sweet Things.
Mama's gonna give you sweet things. Mama's gonna treat you right. Mama's gonna give you everything to make her little boy feel right. And if you take me in your arms and hold me till the dawn, Mama's gonna love you, baby, all night long. Now I'm gonna tell you straight out just what I'm about to give. So if you get to thinking you can live without it, boy, you better think again. There ain't no woman on this earth who can love you like I do. Mama's gonna make a proud man out of you. 'Cause baby, you need somebody to keep you on the ground. I get so afraid when you're flying so high of the way that you'll come down. Baby, you say it's a long, hard Mama's gonna give you everything to make her little boy feel right. And if you take me in your arms and hold me till the dawn, Mama's gonna love her baby all night long. Mama's gonna love her baby all night long.
They don't all have to be long. It's a nice little story, you know, just in a minute and a half. What else we got here? Here is Honky Tonk Waltz. Let me see if I can double check writer's credit on this one. Paul Kraft. Paul Kraft wrote this song. And Honky Tonk Waltz is myself, Mike Baird on drums, Marty Walsh on guitar, Shane Keister on electric piano, Jay Winding on piano, Buddy Spiker on fiddle, Byron Berline on mandolin, J.D. Manis on steel, Lloyd Green on dobro, and the backgrounds are Gail and Jeff Tassin. So here we go, Honky Tonk Waltz. We just went from 6/8, now we're probably in 3/4. Somehow I knew it.
Just a honky-tonk waltz, jukebox was playing as I was swaying with that darling of mine. Just a honky-tonk waltz, C27, it already felt like heaven. A stranger walked by. That's when it happened. She caught his eye. Came and tapping, asking to share a honky-tonk waltz. Just a honky-tonk waltz was his suggestion, and from her expression, I knew from the start. My broken heart. And then a stranger walked by. That's when it happened. She caught his eye. Just a honky-tonk waltz, jukebox was playing as I was swaying with that darling of mine. Just a honky-tonk waltz, C27, I already felt like heaven.
Let's see what else we got. Just lighthearted, you know, really nice, but really good. This is the last one I'll do. It's called A Lovely World. And it's myself on bass and Mike Baird on drums, Jay Winding on piano, Dean Parks on guitar, Lloyd Green on steel, Buddy Spiker on fiddle, and the harmony vocal on this is the great Emmylou Harris. Let's see if this is another one of Gail's tunes. Right, oh no, Boodle Bryant wrote this one. So here we go. It's a lovely, lovely world.
Mother Nature's opened up the door to lots of things I never saw before. It's a lovely, lovely world since I met you. I never did see everything looking so right. I just learned the meaning of paradise. It's a lovely, lovely world since I met you. Well, the stars shine brighter and the skies are a little bit bluer.
Oh yeah.
And my little old rattle trap Ford coupe even seems a little bit newer. Well, my guitar stays a little better in tune. The stars shine bright and there's honey on the moon, and it's a lovely, lovely world since I met you. Well, everything looks natural and right since the day I found you. And everything seems rosy and shiny bright in the dreams I'm building around you. I used to think that miracles never came true, but now I'm happy 'cause I know they do. And it's a lovely, lovely world since I met you. It's a lovely, lovely world since I met you.
There's something so wonderful about the simplicity of some of these songs. You know, and they don't have to be long, drawn out, no huge solos or anything. Just it's a great little package with a story, and you can't beat that. Also, I'm going to give some credits here. The strings were arranged by Buddy Skipper on this album, and the violins were Sheldon Kurland, George Binkley III, Dennis Mulcan, Connie Elsinore, or Elisor, sorry, Karl Gorodetsky, Samuel Terranova, Lenny Strait. Viola was Gary Van Osdale and Marvin Chantry, and the cello was John Catchings and Roy Christensen. That section was out of Nashville, and they were recorded in Woodland Studios in Nashville. But it's interesting to me. I mean, everybody would always think, you know, well, God, you know, if it's going to be country, it's got to be Nashville. Yet most of the players on this were based in L.A., and we cut it in Hollywood at a studio in Hollywood. In the same way, you know, it's like they would talk about the Hall & Oates, you know, that Philly, that blue-eyed soul Philly sound. You know, it's got to be from Philly, and then we cut their albums here in Hollywood too. So, you know, it's really the players. The location is kind of meaningless when it comes down to it. You'd get the right band together, and with a understanding of the kind of music you're playing and all that, and any place will be fine. So that's that. A nice kind of quick visit with Gail Davies. Like I said, I've got, I think, 3 or 4 other videos about Gail because I've done a number of albums. I co-produced one of the albums with her, and they're well worth looking into. She's really great. I remember, I think I told the story on one of the earlier ones when I was working with her in Nashville on one of the albums, and we were staying. They had the band, or at least me, staying at. It was called the Hall of Fame Hotel, but we called it the Hall of Shame, and it was funky. They put the F in funky, but there was a band playing in the lobby, and I remember hearing this burning guitar solo, and I look over and the guitar player's not playing, or he's just like comping a rhythm, and I look over and they're the steel players doing it. And he is unbelievable. And it was the first time I ever heard Paul Franklin, the great Paul Franklin, is one of the greatest steel players in the world. And and I went up to him afterwards, talked to him for a while, and said, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And he go, "I don't know." He was just getting started in town. I immediately hired him to come in and play on Gail's record. So he came in the next day, and it was our first of many experiences together. I did a lot of work with Paul over the years, and great guy and a great musician. So a lot of memories. Boy, Nashville really invokes a ton of memories for me because I spent so many years going back and forth working down there with Tony Brown and Jimmy Bowen primarily as the producers, but doing lots and lots of country records and then lots and lots of contemporary Christian records, all kinds of stuff. So I have a very great fondness for the Nashville music scene. But I'm going to get going now. I'm going to head out and pick up dog food. I need to get the boys some bags of this kibble that they love. And so I'm going to take care of that and have some stuff to do this afternoon and a lot more Lyle study work to do. The stuff's such a trip. Going through his song list is like going through nobody else's song list. He's such a unique writer. It's really amazing. So I can't wait to get out on the road with this. We're going to have a ball on this summer tour. Let's see, what else? That's about all the positive I can come up with. The rest of it really comes back down to my daily thing about the horrors of Ukraine, which are getting worse by the day. The Ukrainians are digging their heels in harder and harder, trying to hold on to what they have. And Putin and his people don't look at these people as human beings. He just wants them all exterminated, and he wants his land back, whatever that means. What's going to be left of it? Just this toxic, destroyed environment. They may as well be trying to move onto the moon at this point. What's going to be left? So my heart just goes out to those people. When I see them being interviewed, and you see these people, elderly people who have lived like they've had an apartment most of their lives. They were born there, and now the places are completely destroyed, and they have no place to go. They have nothing left, only the belongings that they can fit into a backpack or something. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. It's so far removed from the reality we all live in. There's tough things in this world, but it's not like having everything, your home and every other home in your town flattened out, dead bodies all over the streets in there, and then just having the mass graves. They just dig a giant trough and just start dumping people in them. It's unreal, just unreal in that. And then just worrying about, I don't want anything to happen with what's coming up in the next few months with travel and work and all this stuff, with the advent that COVID numbers have started climbing back up again because they're dropping their guard on so many things. The people may not be as sick as they were if they've had their vaccinations and boosters. That's not going to stop you from getting COVID. I'm proof of that. But what it's going to do is it's going to make what you get far less dangerous to you than what you'd be facing if you weren't. And I just still can't believe I'm aware of so many people in my business that are just anti it. They're not going to get it, and they're losing their gigs. Nobody's going to hire them now if they're not vaccinated. And I have no clue what this is about. But again, my heart goes out to all of the frontliners, because I would have thought we wouldn't have had frontliners at this point, but they're still at it. After a couple of years, they're still working their asses off trying to save lives and stuff. And the people who end up putting themselves in harm's way, almost every place I've been going into, shop-wise, supermarket and all this, all these people walking around with no masks on. Some of them are coughing and stuff. You go, what part of stupid do you live in? Jesus, so thank you for all those that are trying, and shame on you for those that aren't, because this isn't just about you. It's about the world we live in, your community, your families, and your friends. So I'll be back tomorrow. It was nice. Gail's very comforting. I've always appreciated her as a person, as an and as an artist. And so it's really nice to kind of give her a shout every once in a while on this, because the depth of her stuff, her talent runs real deep, and she's done a book now that's fascinating reading and all this. So check into her if you're not familiar. And otherwise, I'm out of here to get dog food, so I will talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.